Baby, can you fix yourself?
You need a nap?
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Storytime Saturday. Today we're gonna be talking about the first time we kissed.
No.
So basically the way it happened was that Trevor actually asked me out to go on a date with him to go see a movie. And I remember that was the very first movie that we saw together, and there's just something about going to the movies where you kind of expect, you know, the person that you had just started dating, you expect them to kind of make a move. And so I was kind of nervous when he asked me to go see a movie because I'm like, oh my gosh, he's probably gonna try and hold my hand and like, you know what I mean? Like yeah. I was honestly anxious. I was nervous. Were you?
Yeah, I was. Because in my head I'm just like, I'm totally holding her hand because I was like the same thing, right? Like it's in the movies, it's gonna be dark. And I remember, I don't think it was the first time we went to the movies.
Yes, it was. Babe.
I don't think so because
it was.
I was.
Oh my gosh, I can't with you. Sometimes Storytime Saturdays just causes fights, okay? Because
okay, maybe it was because
it was. Okay, what do you think our first movie was?
I remember the first time we went to the movie, I was like, oh, I wanted to like hold your hand and stuff, and I never did. And then I remember, because the reason why I think it's the second one is because I remember saying like, I'm gonna hold her hand, but I'm gonna do it from like the beginning of the movie. So
okay, tell me what movie we saw the first time.
The first time was something about like the world's ending or
yes, something. That is it.
Okay.
And that is when we first held hands.
Okay, but that wasn't our first kiss. Not that movie.
No, oh my goodness. We probably should have talked about, you know, what we're gonna be talking about in this video, because obviously that is not where we had first kiss, but it was that evening. You guys, let me just tell the story, okay? So basically, we went to go to see the movie.
I want to hear this story.
We were both nervous because we were both expecting to kind of hold hands for the first time. I honestly do not know when in the movie, whether it was in the previews or during the movie, when Trevor finally did it. And then I remember, you know, we finally held hands. I was so nervous, and then it happened, and I was like, you know what I mean?
It must have been near the end. It must have been near the end. If we held hands with our very first movie.
Oh my gosh, I don't think you're allowed to talk during Storytime Saturday anymore. Anyways, like I had mentioned, we did somehow at some point, Trevor made the move, he held my hand, and then it was like, it's established, he likes me, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just don't know, right? And then doing something physical kind of proves like, okay, he likes me. And so we were holding hands, and I remember I was nervous. I'm pretty sure during the previous, that wasn't when he held my hand, because I was thinking about it the whole time. I was thinking about like, when is he gonna do it? When is he gonna do it? When he finally did it, I remember I was kind of like rubbing his arm, because I don't know, at some point in the conversations that we had prior, that he told me that he likes active touch. So active touch meaning like the rubbing, you know, not just like stagnant, you know, skin to skin. He likes like the active touch. So I remember doing that. And so no, like of course that wasn't our first kiss, not there, because it didn't happen there. We just held hands for the first time at the movies. And then he drove me home. And at the time I was still living with my parents, so when he dropped me off, I didn't go straight inside. We basically decided to sit in the car and talked, and it was raining. Do you remember now?
I remember this.
Okay, anyways.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so I remember we parked in the visitors parking. We were just talking, getting to know each other even more. And then Trevor was trying to like be smooth again, trying to make his move. And I remember it was raining. It was kind of like, it was just the perfect scenario, you know? And I remember he would be playing slow jams in his car, because we just sat in his car and talked. And I remember he would be singing into my ear, and I just thought that was the most romantic thing ever. And that's just how you know that it doesn't even matter if they're a good singer or not. If you like the person, if you like the person, and if you're feeling giddy, like it is the best thing. You know what I mean? Like I remember in high school there was this guy who would always sing to me, and I thought it was the most annoying thing. But when it was Trevor and he was singing to my ear, I was like, you know, just like, oh, it was.
Wow.
But anyways, maybe I'll let you talk.
I remember that, and I remember, I think we were listening, there was one song, it was a rap song.
Okay,
It was,
that's not romantic.
No, not romantic. This was
Okay.
before the romantic stuff, because
Okay.
we were listening to a variety of music,
Yeah.
right?
And then?
It was Put It Down on Me by 50 Cent and stuff.
And what about it?
And I could rap the whole song.
Yeah.
And you were just like,
I was
so you were
impressed.
surprised that I actually knew the lyrics. So that was that part. And I remember that during the slow jams and stuff like that, I was like nervous because I wanted to kiss you and stuff like that, and I was always nervous, and I always like, okay, at the end of this song, and then the song ends, and I'm just like, and then another one starts, and then you kind of get that like when you know the song is about to end, you just get this rush and this like, I don't know, just this anticipation, and then you don't, right? And then I was like, okay, next song. Or then I was like, okay, when she makes eye contact with me, that's when it's gonna happen. And I went through that a couple times, and we went through a couple songs, and I went through a couple eye contacts. And finally I was just like, I'm like, just do it. You just gotta do it. And then, so I did, right? And I remember that I just like grabbed your coat.
Yeah.
You're wearing this like
He
leather
literally
coat.
pulled me in.
And it wasn't with two hands though. I remember that.
Okay, I
It was
don't know
just
how
with,
many
it was just
hands.
with one hand, and you just
like
like
a little aggressive now, bully.
yeah, and
He was like, oh, sorry.
bro.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what I remember of it, and I remember that it was a good kiss. I remember that.
it was
I remember
nice.
thinking in my head, I was just like, dang, she's a good kisser.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's my rendition. The rain made it pretty awesome, I must admit.
Yeah.
The rain on the roof and everything.
And the slow jams in the background.
Yeah. Nice scene. Nice setting for it.
Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Subscribe. What the
Subscribe it.
Subscribe right meow, okay?
And comment. Don't forget the comment too. If you like it, thumb it up, comment, and subscribe.